Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How to Draw Cars. Today we're going to do Improve My Car Sketch episode 3, and this sketch was sent to us from Nafiz. He lives in Bangladesh, and this is the first car sketch he's ever done. But before we get started, if you're struggling to take your design and drawing abilities to the next level, or you're preparing a portfolio for application to a top design school, be sure to check out the tailored course program at howtodrawcars.net. Our students are winning competitions, getting accepted to the world's most prestigious design schools, and getting awarded scholarships to those very same schools. If you have the passion and are ready to take your skills to the next level, check out the tailored course program at howtodrawcars.net. So I'd like to start out by going over everything Nafiz did right in this sketch. The first thing I see is this wonderful elliptical door opening shape. It's very original. And it's very elegant, actually. I think that's done very well. The second thing is he's got some serious wheels and tires on here. He hasn't cheated that like a lot of car designers like to do. Third thing he's done is he has the interior sketched in, which is really good because that really helps the car look three-dimensional. It looks like you can look through the vehicle. He did a really nice job proportionally on the rear overhang. Now let's talk about the areas that we're going to look to improve. Obviously, the first thing that you can see is the wheelbase is too long. He's got 4 wheels between his wheels. And as we know, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you want to use 3 wheels between your wheels most of the time. The second thing is the area over the front wheel, basically the top of the front fender, needs to be made more clear so someone looking at the sketch can understand what's going on. The same thing is true for this area with the line work and some shading. Not really sure what that is either, but we're going to see if we can improve that as well. And lastly, his line quality definitely needs some work. Now, considering this is the first car drawing he's ever done, it's understandable. But you want to draw from your shoulder. You want to get these lines to flow across the page. You don't want to draw from your hand. That's what creates the jagged lines. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is fix the wheelbase. 3 wheels between my front wheel and my rear wheel. That should give me a wheelbase that doesn't look so extended and limousine-like, and it will make the car look much more realistic and much more planted to the road. So this is the point in the sketch where you really want to start drawing from your shoulder. You've got your wheels in, you've got your front and rear endpoints of your vehicle in place, and now you're going to put your belt line in, and you're going to put your roof line in, your center line of your roof, and you can see the quality of the line work. You can see how elegant, smooth, flowing, there's a lot of energy in the line work. Obviously, it comes from a lot of practice, but this is something that you definitely want to work on, because this is the single greatest improvement that you can make in your car drawings, in your design drawings, is drawing from your shoulder when you're sketching your design themes. If you're wondering why my lines look so light versus how they look in other videos, I'm using a different kind of pencil. It's the same color that I always use, which is Tuscan red, but I'm using a pencil called a Verithin. And a Verithin pencil has a much harder lead than the Prismacolor Premier pencil that I normally use. What the harder lead does is it gives me a much lighter line. I don't have to be so committed to the lines that I draw as I'm trying to capture the theme of Nafiz's sketch. Once I get the overall shape that I like, I switch back to the Prismacolor pencil, and as you can see, it's much different. I'm not dancing around anymore trying to figure out what I want and don't want from the drawing. Now that I know what I want, I can come in with my Prismacolor Premier pencil and lean on the pencil a little bit and get those nice, rich, dark lines that really give the sketch action and drive and really express the passion that I feel about, doing these drawings. I mean, your passion should come through in your sketches. You want the person looking at it to feel the same emotion that you do. So whether it's your parents, whether it's an admissions officer at a major design school, whether it's the upper management of a major automotive company, you want somebody who's looking at the sketch, the person that's looking at your sketches, to feel that same emotion, to make that connection. Otherwise, just go be an accountant or, I don't know, stockbroker or something. Anybody can do those jobs. There's very few people that can do something like this. So another thing I wanted to compliment Nafiz on is the black upper in his sketch. It gives the car a very canopy-like aesthetic, and I think for this kind of car, it's very appropriate. Now, the way I achieve that in my sketch is to create an even tone across the complete upper of the car, of the vehicle, with my pencil, and then just take some tissue and blend it, soften it up a little bit, and that gives you a color break between the background, the body side, and the upper of the car. That's how you create a darker tone, darker area of your vehicle. So now I'm going in and I'm darkening up my window reflection, my glass, my upper reflection, and I'll continue to work this area until I have the difference between the body side and the upper where I want it to be. So here I'm putting in my core. That is the transition point between the side glass and the roof. If you want to know a little bit more about these rendering concepts and how light works and how shadow works and how it applies to automotive design sketches, be sure to check out the automotive design courses on Udemy. The links are below. So again, I'm going to continue to work this upper to create a darker and darker and darker tone that's going to give me that separation that I'm looking for. So here I'm coming in with what's called a kneaded eraser, and I'm actually taking some of the pencil off the page in order to get a white or light highlight on the glass. So just like I used my pencil to create the canopy upper of the vehicle, now I'm going to use the pencil in the same way to create the body side reflection. And this is the area in Nafiz's original sketch that was a little vague. So this should give you a much cleaner and much more straightforward understanding of what's going on in the body side, what the surfaces are doing. One thing I did want to mention was that if you are interested in having one of your sketches featured on an upcoming episode of Improve My Car Sketch, you can send your drawings to the email on the screen right now, or check the links in the description below. So once I'm happy with the separation between the body side and the upper graphically, I come back in with my white chalk and I just add a little bit extra light, another tone that's brighter than the paper itself. Okay, so let's review the final drawing. We kept that original elliptical door opening that was so nice on his original sketch. We've got the wheels and tires. We've got the interior details. I tweaked the front overhang just a bit to make the proportions a little nicer. Probably the biggest improvement was the wheelbase. The car now has 3 wheels between the wheels, which is a much more realistic proportion. The front fender was cleaned up, so now the surface reads much more clearly and flows in a more coherent way, front to rear. And lastly, the line quality. The sketch now flows across the page because of drawing from my shoulder. Again, this is the single biggest way to improve your sketches. I'd like to thank Nafiz for sending his drawing in and letting me use it for the video. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.